essentially.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Wait, how do you get $200 a night for $300 for the week?
Well, there are 4 of us, 1,200. We're there for 6
I'm
days.
sorry. I thought, okay, Mubby, you said $300 for the 4 of you. You didn't.
Oh, no. $300
You didn't say
each.
300. Okay, you didn't say each. You were
Yes,
like $300.
Yes, he did. He did, old man. Turn your hearing aids up.
He
Yeah.
didn't say no.
Yes,
No.
he did.
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Die on that sword.
Yeah.
Well, you go right ahead and plunge hard and deep, sir.
Wow.
Well, it won't be too deep. Let's just put it that way.
This show is messed up.
It really is.
That's okay. That's okay. And welcome to another riveting episode of Ripping the Rack podcast. I am your host, Tim. With me today are the dulcet tones of Mr. Brian Athearn. Brian, how you doing?
What's going on, everybody? I'm doing well. It's a Monday. The more I live, the more I, am growing, and I don't just hate Monday anymore. I hate all the days. No, I'm kidding. Happy Monday, everybody.
No, I hate all the days.
Yeah, Monday does suck, though.
Monday through Thursday. I don't mind Friday. Really enjoy Saturday. Sunday, it starts to get annoying.
There's no worse feeling than after the Sunday night football game, and you're like, I gotta go to bed and get up in the morning.
That is true. Unless you don't have to go to bed and get up in the morning.
Well, I guess that's the alternative, Tim.
And with us today, the enchanting elocutions of just hired Mr. Locke.
Enchanting elocute. What the absolute fuck?
Dude, do you have a word of the day calendar this year or something?
Did you just turn on your word of the day and you just said elocutions is the word of the day today?
No, I needed something. I always say the dulcet tones of Brian Athearn. I had to have something for Calvin.
Yeah.
And so
sure.
I did the old thesaurus and looked up a couple of other words. So, enchanting elocutions just rolled.
Oh, sure it does.
I am very chanting and elocutionist, so I'll take it. I take it.
And Ian's not wrong, except for it was a thesaurus, not a dictionary. That's okay. Thesaurus. And not with us is our fourth guy, Mr. Mac. He's doing dad stuff.
Thank God.
And tax stuff, probably.
And tax stuff, and may or may not be joining this evening. So yeah. Baseball started.
Yay!
Sort of.
Well, I mean,
I get spring training, but everybody's like, "Oh my God, spring training!" I'm like, it's literally like there's 5 different teams of the same team playing 2 different groups, and it's what's the point? Just let them have a practice and not worry about it.
But it's baseball,
and the World Baseball Classic is this year too.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Kids, wait, no, Ian, no. I don't have kids that play hockey, so no.
Summer hockey, easy, Nico. And we're not even going to start with this shit. Canada owns this game.
Do not say Canada owns this game because they got the shit kicked out of them previously. However, I will say the really cool part about that game was I was in San Antonio last week for a work expo, big conference and everything else, and watching the game at this bar outside the hotel. There's if anyone ever goes to San Antonio, it is by far the coolest city I've ever been to, besides like Vegas and Nashville, because they have a thing called the Riverwalk, and it's just lined. It's like a total of like 15 miles next to this river on both sides, and it's just bars, restaurants, gifts. Like it's totally cool. But anyway, we're in there watching, and the crowd was actually watching it. They were into it, chanting USA. You had some Canadians in there that were booing that, and then the Canadians would start cheering, and the Americans were booing that. It was a lot of fun until they scored in overtime. I mean, you leave the best player in the game wide open in front of the net.
They didn't have Ovechkin.
You leave the best North American player in the game
Okay.
open in front of the net.
The greatest.
And I would still put Connor McDavid above Ovechkin now. Current. Ovechkin's still great, but
Ovechkin just became the first guy to score 20 or more goals in 3 decades.
I know, it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
I really hope I hope he goes and beats Gretzky's record for goals scored.
I hope he does it this season.
I can't imagine him coming back another season, but he might. I mean,
oh yeah, he will for sure. He'll do it till he breaks it. And if he gets over 900 this season, I mean, he's only 40 years old. He could still go arguably another 2-3 seasons and possibly hit 1,000. And why the fuck not? Why wouldn't you?
At that point, you're playing to score goals, and you're going to wind up on a winning team to do that. Like, you could go anywhere. I mean,
no, I don't think he'll ever leave Washington. I think he's
probably not, but
he's dedicated as dedicated would be to Washington. So,
and yes, I was very I was happy to see Marchand get the win.
Fuck that troll.
Hey, you were cheering for him last week.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
I never peeped a word of Marchand. I hope that I actually have a friend who's a Bruins fan, and she and her husband and her kid were actually there for the first 2 games, once against Sweden and then the U.S. against Finland, that first game. And I said to her, and I said, you know what? I hope McAvoy takes a run at him and just takes his head off. His own teammate just takes a run at him, takes his own head off. I thought it was going to be the best thing ever. I was like, I'd be okay with Marchand never playing again. I'm okay with it.
I tell you what, I'm Marchand. Obviously, I'm a Bruins fan. I'm a Marchand fan. I would hate him if he was on another team. Like literally would have a very strong dislike for him.
But he's our asshole.
He's our asshole. And he's the type of player that if he's on your team, you love him. No, I'm telling you, Calvin, if he was a Leaf.
Nope.
If he was a Maple Leaf.
I'd pick a different team.
No, if he was a Maple Leaf from the beginning, you would love him.
No.
He feels about Marchand as I do about Tom Brady.
Okay, well, that's just being stupid.
And as I equally feel about Tom Brady.
I mean, Tom Brady is the greatest to ever play the game of football.
Right. Marchand's not even like top 100 at hockey, so.
Right.
Like maybe
penalty minutes, maybe.
top 100 lickers, though. He's right up there. Top 100 lickers.
Guys.
Oh, you guys.
You guys. The only thing I will say, and then we'll move on from San Antonio, the only thing I'll say that sucked out last week.
We were never talking about San Antonio.
No, we weren't.
I gotta bring this up. It was 70-something degrees the week before we got there.
That's hot. Holy crap. 70?
Okay, not Celsius. Not Celsius. Fahrenheit.
I got
it was, I don't know, about 65 when we landed on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Walking around. We go into this. We had a vendor take us out to dinner and whatever. We come out and it had dropped 40 degrees in 4 hours. And
so you had some 20s out in Texas.
It was 25 degrees. We woke up the next morning. It was 7 degrees. They set records for being the coldest it had ever been in San Antonio.
I'm glad you brought the weather.
They had to close places down because the heating systems couldn't keep up with how cold it was because they're not designed for that.
That's
and
hilarious.
Today it was 75 degrees and tomorrow is going to be 80.
Global warming, folks.
It was, oh, God, it sucked from a weather standpoint. But I went to a rodeo. That was kind of cool. It's awesome.
Did they let you hide in the barrel from the bull, or
no?
You were the clown. Okay.
They weren't. They didn't allow me to be the clown.
What do you mean they didn't allow you? Didn't you just walk out and go, "Hi, everybody"?
No. I said, "Hi, I'm Calvin."
Oh, yeah,
no, they didn't do that. Calvin, what's going on up in Canadian world?
Nothing. We suck. Nothing really. I haven't gotten any results. Nobody sent anything to me, so no results to speak of. But upcoming tournaments, March 1st, this weekend, there's still the Avon Valley Lanes TBD tournament, whatever the heck that may be. They've got something there, but I haven't seen or heard anything about anything. Mixed tournament at Amherst, March 1st and 2nd. The Earl McCulley singles tournament. Listen, we got probably 60 people signed up, so it's going to be a big turnout. Big prize money, $50 a person, 100% handicap based off of 125 average. So again, I've kind of explained it, but if you're a 90 average, you're getting 35 pins a string for 9 strings. That's 315 pins right out the gate there. So if you want to sign up, unfortunately, you can message me because I made the post, or Fairlanes Bowling Center. You can message them, or if you're in the Moncton area, just go into the Fairlanes and it's right there at the front desk. Sign up and you're ready to go. March 8th as well at Unbelievable Lanes is the Unbelievable Open Mixed. Again, haven't really seen anything about that, but if you need to sign up with them. And that'll probably be enough until next show, right? I don't know. March 16th, we'll just go a little further. March 16th is Battle of the Sexes, Avon Valley Lanes. And I mean, not to, I guess you can't really sign up for it because the Trevor Smith was full within 3 days, I think, 3 or 4 days. But the Trevor Smith is March 22nd. So if you're around and you want to come out and, I guess stand around and watch something that Trevor Smith really loved, dedicated most of his life to, and, pay a little respects or whatever. I don't know, the last few years, they've had like donations to charity and stuff in Trevor's name and stuff there. So I don't know if they're still going to do that. But if they do, it'll be there so you can show up and donate a little money. So yeah, that's basically Canada right now. We don't have much. We don't have a whole bunch of people who are gung ho and sort of stuff. And again, we're a big distance of people who can't travel as much. So it's unfortunate, but that's what we got for Canada right now.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it. If Maine wasn't 5.5 hour drive, I'd probably be up there if there was stuff going on. So
well, I mean, there's stuff going on. There's always stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's always something happening.
Yeah.
Completely lost my train of thought. So we're just going to jump into kind of what we got for results that have been sent to us. One is the Tournament of Champions down at, if I'm not mistaken, this is at, I don't know where it is. Where they they didn't tell me where it was. They just said, "Hey, there's one more roll off." If someone would like to tell us where the Tournament of Champions is, roll away lanes. There it is. I believe
did you read it?
No, I found it. It was in a different post. So and where Mass?
Who? What?
He's on first and third and second. Yep. So there's 1 day left of roll-offs this upcoming Friday, the 28th. Let's see, the finals will be held on Saturday, March 1st at 4:30 at Rollaway Lanes. And where? Let's see. As of right now, we have That was blurry. So I'm going to try to.
Oh, get your cheaters out, Tim.
No, it's the way the picture is. And as of right now, Linda Burnett and Shirelle Nealand are leading it with an 8:23. John Blaze and Aaron Helbedel at 7:36. Chris Lafreniere and Ryan Drago 7:18. Peter Jensen Jr., Tim Brayton 700. And number 5 is Casey McCool and Anthony Karen with 682 as of right now. The alternates are Justin Lyonnaise and Sean Sears, Aaron Fontaine, and Luke Marvin. So one more roll-off this Friday, and the finals will be Saturday at 4:30. It is 80% handicap to 250. So if you're under the 250 cap, go Bull.
Go Bull.
Go Bull.
Do it.
Let's see. We've got results of the Pro Series at Leda Lanes. So we've got congratulations to for the women's side was Melissa Ritchie and Sonia Johnson, the doubles knockout champions. And on the men's side, it was Danny Harris and some new guy. I think he's going to be okay.
He sucks.
Justin Waters. I don't know if anyone has heard of him or not.
Never. It's the first time he's ever won anything. So
yeah. So congratulations to them. And from a standpoint of bowlers, we had the number one on the ladies' side. The number one team was Melissa and Sonia with a 1089. This was qualifying. Alana Brown, Shannon Scribner, 1076. Those two got the bye. Then you had Madison Riva, Amanda Carroll, 1067. Brittany Underwood, Amy Doobie, 1064. And Amy had threw a 159 in there that honestly should have had 5 strikes in a row. I was standing there watching, and she had 6 strikes in a row because she had 5 9-pin drops in a row, picked them all, and then threw a hammer on the after the 5th one.
Good bowling.
It was pretty fun to watch. So 1064, Sarah Wright, Cindy Harridan, 1062, and the last spot was Alicia Cali, Glennis McKinley at 1058. I won't go down through the knockouts and stuff, but the final was Melissa and Sonia, 208 to Elena and Shannon's 175. So good win for them. Congratulations. And on the men's side, the number one seed was Waters and Harris with 1318. They were the only ones over 1300. You had Jalbert and Chris Merrill with 1249. Keith Beaupre, Troy Fournier, 1213. Josh Daly, Aaron St. Cyr, 1194. Kai Hunt, Nick Norcross, 1188. Nick Zuffalato, Aaron Fontaine, 1182. Some Tim Matero guy and Mark Weber with 1180, and then Scott LaPierre and Mark Smith with 1179 were they were the ones that got the bye. So if you want, I can read everyone else because we don't really have a lot to talk about. It's up to you guys. Would you like me to go through the rest of the qualifiers?
Sure.
Okay. You had Joey Lister, Corey Packard, 1175. I will say this: the scores themselves extremely low, and I'm not sure why. I hate to put it that way, but they just went very odd. Which
it was one of them days at the alley.
It was. Anyway, so Joey and Corey, 1175. Peter Crawford, Dean Sullivan, 1172. Corey Alisi, Sean Sears, 1167.
Nope, we lost Calvin.
And we lost Calvin. Bye, Calvin. Jeff Surratt and Dave Barber, 1166. Scott Douglas, Tim Douglas, 1163. Cam Green, Andrew Tyrion, 1153. Lost my spot. Chris Ryder, Devin Brooks, 1150. Chris Jones, Matt Nichols, 1131. JJ Trigney, Jeff Bugia, 1126. Nate Lees, Jack Berrigan, 1126. Everett Beveridge Jr., Richard Beveridge Jr., 1116. Jeff LaPierre, Jason Gothia Jr., 1112. Austin Barnes, Brian Crowell, 1106. Brian Allard, Danny Allard, 1094. Chuck DeRozier, Matt Susi, 1092. And the last spot went to Micah Imperato and Justin Lyonnaise with 1091.
Good turnout.
Great turnout. So that was 24. They had 36 total. So I know, Nico, was I able to walk? Yes. Did I survive? Yes. Was I sore? I sure was. Honestly, I felt good. First time in a while. I didn't bowl great, but my score, I had a 609, which was good for 8th out of the men. So
there you go.
Was pleased with that.
Nico also says, were the pins cold, and can that have an effect on the action? I think it does. What do you think, Tim? If it's cold out, the pins go a little tighter.
It can. I will finish. We'll get into that. Hold that thought 1 sec, Brian. As far as the knockouts go, the thing that I struggled with, and I can't talk about everyone else, was I simply ran out of gas. We bowled. We had a bye for the first round. Then we bowled Chucky and Seuss, beat them, and then we had to bowl Chris Merrill and Jalbert, and we tied the string. So then we had to bowl another string.
I was watching. It was fun to watch.
If I could have made a 9-pin drop, that probably.
But again, you were tired. Did the bye hurt you?
No. The bye actually helped me. I got tired because I threw a lot of bowling balls starting in the playoffs. So I just got winded. I wasn't, how shall we say, I wasn't really in bowling shape.
Should have been on your conditioning, sir.
I should have been. But it was fun. I look, it's from my perspective, I can't speak about anyone else. From my perspective, that's the first time I've actually gone to a tournament where I had just that little bit of butterfly right at the beginning. I'm actually going to try this. I'm actually going to, do this. And missed a wide open 8-pin drop with a plank right across it in the very first box of the first string, and went, oh shit. Okay. I'm back to bowling. All right. But no, great time. Justin and Danny, congratulations on the win. They earned it. They bowled great all day. So, lots and lots of fun. So now to answer your question, absolutely 100%. If the pins are cold, that will have an impact on scoring. We saw it a couple of years ago at Academy when they had the back door open to air it out before they had the kitchen. It might have been about 5 or 6 years ago now. It might have been before.
It's 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018.
Yeah. Before they had the kitchen, they brought in the food, and they had to put the door open out back to air it out. And you absolutely 100% notice the difference in pinfall. I don't know what they put on the plates. Couldn't tell you. Didn't ask. That's all. Don't know. As far as upcoming tournaments, Lita does have the Luck of the Irish that has been changed to Sunday, March 16th. That is 1 p.m. That's a 5-string entry fee, $120 per team, $15 to the house. The rest, $15 to the house. The rest to the prize. Teams may be made up of 3 men and 3 women, or co-ed, or 1.5 men and 1.5 women. I don't know, however you want to figure it out. Don't know. Just can be co-ed. See Lita Lanes for that. We've got The Approach finally has a new podcast out. It's about time Danny and Jeremy got off their butts and did something. I mean, God knows they're not doing anything else. So they should absolutely be putting more content out. I'm calling them out. So the Jailbird episode is up. Episode.
Up at the show.
That is up. You can find it on Apple and Spotify.
Sweet.
Calvin, you seem bored.
No, good. I'm just listening to Tim. He's enchanting me with his.
No, that's you.
Excolutions or whatever the fuck he called those things.
It's Tim having an episode. I don't know, Nico.
Elocutions.
Elocutions, yes. He's enchanting me with his elocutions.
The enchanting elocutions.
Tim, Nico wants to know if you're having an episode, and are you okay?
I've had lots of episodes. Brian's been there for a lot of them.
That is true.
It's not a stroke, Brian. It's not a stroke. Nope. I can still move my tongue both sides.
If you smell toast, you need to let us know.
I'm going to go make some toast so I can smell toast. Let's see. Upcoming tournaments. What are we? We are the end of February.
Already.
So, folks, the Augusta 560, the Rip in the Rack, Drywall Concept, State of Maine, 1710 Sports Center 560 is coming up. That is coming up the end of April. Folks, you've got less than a week to get your deposits in to Mark, and then to get your team and averages to me, averages as of midnight on March 1st.
I'm out.
I know. You won't be there. Don't know why. You got nothing going on.
Why? I got something going on the week before.
That's the week before.
Yeah, but it's that whole time off thing, right, Calvin?
I got the 4-hour time difference and going to be exhausted. It's going to be a long.
You will.
You will be.
You will be very tired. I tell you that. I was
tired after a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't imagine the whole week.
Yeah.
I love Vegas. That's one of my happy places. But there's so much to see, so much to do.
And I won't have time to do any of it.
That's true. You won't.
Yeah. Because we're going to a show Friday night. We're going to a show. I think we're going to a show Thursday night. We have a show Saturday afternoon, and then Saturday night is night 1. And then Sunday is night 2, and then we're going to Raw the next day. So I might.
So you saved up for about 5 years for this, right?
Yeah, I might go find some afternoon poker table, but that might be the only thing I get to do all week.
Where's the?
It's in Allegiant.
It's in the Allegiant. Yeah, it's in the Allegiant Stadium. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so in the stadium, and then the other shows are near the stadium. They're like I heard a 15-minute Uber or a 30-minute walk. So I think it's going to be a 30-minute walk because I don't think I'm going to want to Uber with everybody trying to get to one stadium to the other.
That's going to be tough, yeah.
It's going to be, yeah.
So if it's a 30-minute walk, I got to assume you're staying on the strip then.
Well, no, but no, I'm talking about from one stadium to the other because NXT, SmackDown, and Raw are not at Allegiant Stadium.
Oh, so they're at the T-Mobile Center.
Probably.
Yes, yeah, that's
so it's unless you look at a map, they look really close on a map.
Yeah.
Okay. It's really across the highway to get to it, so it's everything is closer than it appears.
That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told by many people.
When you sit there,
oh, it's just right there, and then you walk, and it's like, oh no, it's not right there.
I have never walked so far to get nowhere than I have in Vegas, and Brian can attest to that.
Same.
Like literally, oh my God, I've been walking for 20 minutes, and I'm just on the other side of the hotel.
Yeah.
So, and Brian, you're not wrong. April in Vegas is perfect.
I know. That's the one thing I'm excited about is that I'm not going to melt.
Nope. It's but even when it's hot out there,
Yeah, we went in. I think we went in May. Yeah, we went in May, and it was. I mean, it was 92, but it was
doesn't
comfortable.
Yeah. And that's the only. It's weird to say it because
drink lots of water still, though.
Yes, you will get dehydrated very quickly.
I'm a melt,
and it is a desert. Just remember that. Angie and I laughed the last time we were out there. They talked about how humid it is out here, and it was like 14% humidity, and I'm just laughing. Going,
same in Colorado when we're out there.
We think it's dry at 50%, and they were talking about 14% being humid. So
they called, and we were in Denver in June. They called 28% sweltering, and we're like, "This is nice."
Yeah. So the Augusta 560 folks, get your deposits in, get your teams in, averages, all that good happy stuff to me, so we can have time to do that. Let's see what else we got. Easter, the Easter Classic. I know talking to Lexi last week, she said most likely she'll have that at the beginning of March. She'll have sometime around the end of February, beginning of March. It is school vacation week for New Hampshire this week.
Easter is 420 this year. Calvin will be celebrating WrestleMania at 420.
Yep. So be on the watch for Easter Classic, and then we turn around and have Mixed Worlds coming up the end of June. So
you're just excited because you just signed up for that. Is that
I am excited.
I put my name on the free agent list.
Did you?
I did.
Nice. Good. I hope you get picked up. Great teammate, by the way. I will point to him on my screen. He's right there on my screen. I have no idea where he is on
the other way.
He's somewhere.
He's pointing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already have a team, so
he does. He does. There's a 10-stringer at Shelburne Falls on March 8th. Both shifts may be filled, but something to watch.
Call for more information.
Call for more information, not us.
Yeah, I know.
So let's talk about a little slippery subject here.
I like it.
Oh, here we go.
I'm feeling feisty. Let's do it.
I got a couple of things to say here for a second about powder.
Oh God, what is this? What is this whole thing?
I'm going to say something real quick. Number one, I think it's pretty obvious. You don't put powder on the lane. You just don't do it.
No.
Okay. Number one, it's really, really bad for the approaches. Okay. Really bad. So don't put it on the lanes. But number two, how do I word this? There was a gentleman that posted on Candlepin chat about getting hurt because of the powder. And some dickwads, and I called it that, and I'm going to say some bad words, so if you're offended by bad words, they're fucking assholes, okay? Want to give this guy crap about hurting himself because of the powder. And I can attest to the fact that I have slid on an approach after someone has used powder without realizing it and almost cracked my ass, okay? Because you slide forever. It's just, don't be dicks online. If you're not going to say it to someone's face, okay, and I will call out one individual person right now, Eric Banfield, you and I have gotten along for a long time, but the comments you made on Facebook and then you want to be an asshole and bring it back up, it needs to stop. It does nothing to grow the game other than make you look childish. Okay? Now, I like Eric. Eric and I have gotten along a long time. And I'll probably say the same thing the next time I see him. Because Brian knows me. That's how I am.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to stand behind a keyboard. I will tell you how I feel. Okay? If you're not willing to help grow the game, then just leave your comments off from Facebook. It really is that simple. We're trying to grow a game. We're talking about practice. Practice. No, we're trying to grow a game. How about we all just grow it together? Like, pick each other up, help each other. It's okay. And if you don't like each other, don't talk to them. Imagine that. There's drama in Candlepin bowling. Shocker.
That's just the world. The world is full of drama. It's not just Candlepin bowling.
I know.
Just that we know the Candlepin bowling drama.
But I don't like to call people out typically on the show, as most people have known over 160, 80 episodes or whatever it is. I really don't call a lot of people out by name, but I did this time, and I will send this person a message, and I will tell it to them when I see them. Just, guys, just be good to each other. It's really not a difficult concept. And yes, powder needs to be banned. Period.
Why do people dump giant piles of it on the freaking approach? Like piles. I see these pictures and I'm like, are you serious? How much powder do you need? None. But like
I'm guessing a lot of those are your league bowlers. They don't bowl tournaments. They come once a week and dump it out. Proper alternative, for argument's sake. Couple of things I can give you. One is if you have a shoe that has interchangeable slides and interchangeable heels, find the right one that works for sticky and find the right one that works for non-sticky. I personally don't change anything. If it's
not,
sticky,
use sawdust or rosin.
Right. Sawdust or rosin is the best. I know Halifax Fair Lanes and Halifax, they used to have the rubber mat. You lift it up and there was sawdust and whatever inside there. You just tap your toe, tap your heel, whatever you tap, and you will fine.
That's what Fair Lanes has.
Yeah. Tim Lipke said the same thing today. Someone asked, what to use, and they said, well, in my house, we use, sawdust. And Tim came back and said, that's perfect. Works great. Personally, you can, if you want to use powder, put it in your shoe cover. So when you take off your shoe cover, it's just on your shoe. It's not in a pile where people are going to, step all over it.
And you're not going to leave piles of it.
Right. Again, powder should be banned. There's also rosin bags that you can use.
The thing with powder is when you start wearing on it, it starts clumping, and then it becomes a sticking hazard. Mm-hmm. You're defeating the purpose.
I agree. Let's see. There was Nico. What do you do if someone starts a half on the wrong lane? That's actually pretty simple. You finish the box and then just move to the right, to the correct lane. You don't throw a ball and then, oh no, you push the button. Well, now that's your box.
That's your box, yeah.
You literally just finish your box and move. Move over.
I think he's talking about a whole half, but I don't know.
Did they do a whole half on the wrong lane?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if they started it. I don't know.
They just started, and then they switched back to the way it was supposed to.
Okay.
So it's
no, you don't take it away, Nico.
No. It counts. You move over to the next lane and you have 4 boxes or 1 box if it's a 2-box thing or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oops and move over.
Yep. It happens. What else? What else we got?
I don't know. Got any questions? Nobody submitted any questions?
I got no questions. No one submitted any questions.
All right.
We did the Candlepin duckpin invasion is on. If you saw that, there was a bunch of guys that bowled the duckpin east there, and
I saw that. Well. Yeah,
like Gary Santora and Scott Lapierre and those guys. They seem to do pretty well down there.
That was Scott's first time bowling duckpin.
Duckpin is fun. Have you bowled duckpin, Tim?
I have not.
Calvin, have you?
Nope.
It's fun. It's a different vibe. Like, all the strikes go incredibly fast because they're these little squat pins that all bounce around. but like you don't get deadwood, so it's like 10 pin, like it comes down a pin, and then this big like sweep comes by and takes all the other pins and then sets your other pins back up. It really is like the perfect hybrid.
But you gotta learn how to play those shots. So because
Yeah.
the way it was explained to me is the way you would play a shot in Candlepin may not be the way to play a shot in Duckpin because of the different pins, the way the pins are and everything. So
there's a lot more side to side from what I've seen in Duckpin.
Yeah. Top 5 list of what, Nico?
Yeah. You want top
5
5
bowlers?
now? You want top 5?
Tim,
time?
Brian, Calvin, Mac, and we'll throw
Ricci, top 5 Candlepin bowlers to do a podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Seaholm.
Well, now I'm off the list because Jeremy's on the list.
Yeah, we'll kick Brian off and throw Seaholm on.
Hell no. Fuck Seaholm. He's never been on this podcast. What a chump.
I can't say that I've been on theirs. So
ooh, I like that one. Top 5 best tournaments. That one's a fun one.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay. Top 5 best tournaments.
Ooh.
Like, hold on. Like, as far as
as far as like our favorites, or as far as like
I've done, like as far as what I've done.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think Worlds has got to be number 1. I don't think I'd ever have anything that's above Worlds.
Yeah, Worlds is
Like, I think it's just the competition and the atmosphere of the whole week and everything. I think Worlds is number 1. After Brian, that,
what's your number 1?
My number 1? Yep. Men's Worlds.
Okay.
Hands down.
That's my number 1 too, Men's Worlds.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Brian, you start.
The Fairlanes 560.
Any particular reason or just?
It's the most fun to have in a weekend. Like, as much bowling as you do, you're never sick of bowling at that point because it's just a lot of fun.
Calvin?
No, I'm sick of the 560.
I want to win that fucker one day.
No. I've been to the
finals 4 times.
Yeah, me too. That's the one tournament I've never won was the 560. And obviously the Easter Classic. But yeah, I'm gonna go Mixed Worlds.
I'm with Calvin. I'm gonna go Mixed Worlds.
That's my 3 is Mixed Worlds.
For my number 2. I'll start number 3. Number 3, Augusta 560.
Ridiculous.
Going with the Augusta 560. Hey, it's our tournament. It's we started it.
You're ridiculous.
How am I ridiculous? We started the tournament.
Yeah.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't be your favorite.
Why not?
Because it's just dumb. But that's fine. Your opinion.
I'm going with the Augusta 560. Plus, I don't bowl in it anymore, so I can just run it.
But you're the tournament director, Tim.
I'm the tournament director, so it's a lot more fun.
Oh, okay, sure.
All right, Calvin, you're number 3.
I'm going to be tournament director next year. My number 3, before it got screwed up royally.
I know where you're going.
Yeah. Before it got really screwed up royally and don't know what's going on now with it, Can-Ams. Can-Ams would be my number 3.
Brian?
My 3 is Mixed Worlds.
Okay.
Number 4, I'll go the 560. Number 4.
Which 560?
The only 560.
Oh, we got an OTC thing going on here.
There's multiple 560s.
The number 1. The OG.
You recognize the Super Bowl 560 as your 560 chief.
Yeah, your 560 tribal chief. Yeah, the 560 at Fairlanes, the Super Bowl 560. It's because it was always a tournament I looked forward to, especially even in the early years, because before I moved to Moncton, now granted I still do enjoy it being in Moncton, But before I moved to Moncton, it was a weekend away. And it was the team that I usually had. We'd get like one of our guys usually lived in Moncton, so we'd all stay at his place, and it would just be a blast until however late in the morning. And I mean, one of my favorite memories, and I'll never forget it, is we actually broke his door, which is very unfortunate, but he was a part of it, so it really wasn't that bad. But I don't even remember what we were doing. I think two of us were trying to go to bed because one of the guys had a few too many pops. And the other two were trying to keep us up because they said we were going till 4:00 in the morning. So we had the two of us on one side of the door and the two of them on the other side of the door, and we may have broken his door. But, it was still a good time. It was a lot of fun. So 560 is usually what I look forward to. So that would be my number 4.
Brian?
My number 4 is, as Calvin so eloquently put it, before it got all effed up and we don't know what's going on with it anymore, Can-Am. That was one of my favorite weekends. I love bowling doubles tournaments, and making the playoffs in that, or whatever they call it, the cash spiel or whatever, was always made for good matchups and fun matches.
My number 4, I'm going to go with the Maine Pro Tour. No longer in existence, but man, I love that tour. I love that series. That's it. What about number 5 for you, Brian?
Number 5. You know what? I've only bowled in one of them, but I enjoyed myself very much, is the Outrun the Bear tournaments. Those are always fun from what I've seen. The one time I bowled in, it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go with an Outrun the Bear. And no matter what the format, I mean, it just seems it's just a fun atmosphere. You're gambling on yourself, which makes it the most fun.
Struggling with it. I'm struggling with the number 5 because I think doubles tournaments might be one of my favorite tournaments now. I've never bowled the Outrun the Bears. I've wanted to bowl the Outrun the Bear. I really want that to be in my top 5, but I've never bowled it. Can it be one of my favorites if I haven't bowled it?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
gonna put that as an honorable mention.
We make the rules, so I mean,
okay.
Really.
I'm gonna make that an honorable mention because I haven't bowled in it, but I'd like to. A 9-pin doubles tournament. It's always fun. 9-pin doubles.
Sure. My number 5 is going to be a combo because, we make the rules. So
combo number 5?
Yeah, combo number 5. It will be provincials. So men's provincials and mixed provincials. Men's provincials doesn't exist anymore, which is very unfortunate. It was definitely the end of the year tournament that everybody looked forward to. Very disappointed that it ended up going in the crapper. But it was basically just like Worlds. It was the last tournament. Everybody looked forward to it. Lots of good competition. And then mixed provincials, which was always another weekend that everybody looked forward to. It was a lot of fun, a lot of shenanigans at the hotel. 3:00 in the morning, moving a Pepsi machine in front of somebody's door at the hotel, which was absolutely hilarious and so much fun. So that would be my kind of combo number 5.
Okay.
Tim.
Sorry.
Timothy.
Tim, you're starting stuff.
I'm not starting anything.
Timothy.
Caitlin, you need to control your husband. Just saying.
What? Danny sent me a very nice message. Thank you.
Let's see. No, you're not, Danny. But that's okay. It was funny that I know you weren't making fun of Mark with that video. I get that. And kudos to Millis for banning that. Banning powder. Thumbs up. Let's do we got time. Top 5. Let's do Ian's thing here. Top 5 matches you've seen, bowler versus bowler or team versus team.
Oh, I need more time than what we got left, man.
This is going to be a quick one. We'll do a real one. We'll do
Ian's
a real
never
one.
got mentioned so much on this podcast. He's probably shitting bricks right now.
Are you kidding? I can't say. I was going to say it, but I'm not going to put these in any particular order.
Okay.
Because it's really hard to put it in order. McLaughlin Truck and Trailer versus Maine Heat 2001 World's Finals.
Of course.
I will put that my favorite.
Of course.
I have an equally as biased favorite. So
yeah. Calvin?
Are we talking match at bowler? Like, are we combining these?
Either or. We'll do a real one next time. We'll give ourselves a couple of weeks to think about this.
Favorite match 2019 Mixed Worlds, the finals. Yes. Timothy remembers that one, don't you, Timothy?
Brian?
Tim remembers mine too because he was 2 lanes over. It was a Thursday night men's match. I bowled Jason Kaler and I lost with a 463 to his 475, and that was some of the most fun bowling I've had in a long time.
Calvin, what's your number 2?
Number 2 would be a round robin match against Lucky Strike 2025 to 2013.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It was a lot of back and forth. I still have the sheet somewhere. It was the craziest match I think I've ever been a part of just strike spare. If you missed, your opponent made it. If you made it, your opponent made it back in your face. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun, that match. So yeah, wish that would have been one because that was before the whole recording and live and everything happened. I wish that would have been one that was recorded because that was a match and a half, really.
Brian?
Round robin match 2013, the Big 20 versus USA East. That was some of the most intense and fun bowling ever. Tim had like 150 something string with one of the fastest strikes I've ever seen that man throw in my life.
178.
178. I'm sorry, I underplayed it, but yeah, no, it was an awesome match.
Yeah, that was a fun one. My number 2 is kind of like Calvin's, that it was done before streaming, and it was, and I don't know if we would still Maine Heat or if we'd moved to USA East. I don't remember, but against McLaughlin Truck and Trailer in the round robin portion, and just like Calvin's, ours was we were 2070 something, and they were 1990, 2010, somewhere in that 2000 range. But very much, Calvin, just like you said, it was. I won't ever just marks left and right by everybody. Lots of fun. We've got Danny mentioned regular season ACST this week. Parkinson versus McDougal, 648 to 628, included a 154 to 154 tie, one string.
Wow,
so that's a good one.
Yeah.
My number 3. I'm gonna go my 20 string match against Chip Carson. 10 string home and home versus Maine used to do a 16-person winner take all, $100 each, and I was down 20 pins after the first up in Bangor. He went 1250 something. I went 1230 something. Then we went to Augusta, and I went 1395, and he threw a double strike in the 10th box of the 10th string to go 1385 and beat me by 10 pins. So 1395 to 1385 was fun.
Yeah. Imagine.
That was fun. Calvin.
My number 3, let's go. My in Justin Waters' face semifinals singles match 2 years ago in the World Singles. It was 138 to 135. But it was the fact that, there was a couple 9-pin breaks that were missed, and a couple bombs that should have been, and then the one ball in the 10th box, and fuck yeah.
I want it on record. I called that strike before you threw it.
I want it on record that I called that strike before I threw it.
No, I literally, we were watching. I can't remember who was standing next to me, Brian. I don't know if it was you, or I don't know who was standing next to me. And I literally turned around and said, he's throwing a strike right here. And they said, you're full of shit. I just said, he's throwing a strike. And it was a ripped strike.
Wow.
There was never a single doubt about it.
Oh, it was gone.
What are we on? Number 4?
Sure. I don't know. We get Brian's number 3.
Brian, we got you number 3, right?
I don't know. My number 3 wasn't really a match. It was more so a 5-string singles tournament, and I got to bowl next to Chris Sargent when he threw 808 at Newport.
Oh, that doesn't count.
That was incredible.
Doesn't count.
Bullshit.
This is match. This is head-to-head or team against team.
I bowled beside him the whole
It doesn't
day.
matter. That's a singles tournament. It doesn't count.
Yeah, bullshit it does to me.
Nope.
It's like when you throw a big one in practice. It counts to me.
Well, pick another one.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be 2005 against Maine Heat when I bowled in Mid-Coast Maine, and it was my first Worlds match that I started.
I remember that one.
And that was fun because I actually bowled good. I think I bowled like 362 or something that match, and we took 2 points, but it was still as my first Worlds match I got to start.
My number, week 4? 4.
Yeah.
My number 4, I'm going to punch myself right in the nuggets. It's 2019 Mixed Worlds final match. Even though we lost, the fact that there's 2 things that are at play with this. Number 1, it was hot enough to breathe cheap in there.
Oh.
So it was 90 plus. It was, the atmosphere was amazing. The match was close from the first ball to the last ball. Everyone missed shots. Everyone made shots. It was just no one. I'm not going to say no one choked because I don't think anyone choked. It just, Davey's a friend of mine, and I love to see my friends succeed. And even though it was done against me and my team, the fact that he threw what he did for $10,000 on the line, and the Mixed Worlds title was as much as it pains me. That's
I still got the goosies.
Tim, that's actually my number 4 too. Even though I wasn't a part of it, I watched that as they streamed it, and I've never been more invested in a live bowling match in my life than I was watching that.
Oh yeah, those 2 like cut shots. I can't remember what they were that Sean made in like the 3rd and 4th box. It was like back to back too. Like I can't remember what they were. It was something like the 4-7 maybe, and like I can't remember what they were.
It was like the 4-10. Because the 4-7 and next week.
Oh yeah, 4-10. Yeah, sorry.
It was like the 4-10. I don't remember what the other one was.
No.
And then Evan made a couple of cut shots.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere alone. I love bowling in that situation when the atmosphere is like that.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It was amazing to watch. live as it was happening. Like,
so Calvin,
Nico, that was at Bangor.
What's your number 4?
Number 4. I had it in my head, and now I can't remember. Oh, 2009 against Maria sub. When did they win? And was it 2008 they won, and then 2009? Anyways, we were down.
It was in Bangor that they won.
Yeah, so 2008.
Yeah.
2008 because I was on the team that lost again.
So 2009 in the Friday night match, and we were down 63 pins going into the last string, and we ended up throwing like 7. I think it was like 709 or 710 or something like that to win by 7 pins. We beat them by 76 pins or 77 pins or something like that. So that match, and like we started out, Corey Smith had 5 in a row with a triple, and I had 5 in a row to start, and Bobby Witt, I was bowling Bobby Witt, and he had 5 in a row in the middle there, and I think it was 150 to 142 or something between me and him. Like, it was just a crazy match that, you know, we were getting right into it, and it was a lot of fun. So that would probably be my number 4.
What are we on? Number 5, Brian.
Number 5.
Number 5 would be I believe it was a quarterfinal match I bowled in the Can-Am, and it was against Jim Killam, and we were down like 25 pins going into the back 5, and I threw a double and actually didn't blow it for once, and we ended up going to the finals that year, but we lost. But anyways, it was really in the playoffs. That's a fun atmosphere and good memory.
Calvin?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I was trying to think of a number 5. You know what? Let's go last year's semifinals in the singles. It seems to be the semifinals is where I'm good, and then I lose in the finals. But to Ian, we've never had a good match because you suck. So stop being so offended. Like, sweet Lord. Yeah, in the semifinals when I made that 10 to tie it and then go to no, you won't. And then make that 10 to tie it, and then just basically rip off like 6 in a row in the tiebreaker game. So sure, that would be my number 5, just because I can't think of anything else right now.
Brian?
I already gave my 5.
Oh, you started. That's right.
Yeah.
My number 5, I'm going to go with Russ Neely versus Don Saucier in the main state eliminations back in 1989, I believe it was. Bangor. Russ went 1485 to Don, set the main state record to Don's 13 something or other. But this was back when they bowled. You bowled 10 straight strings. You didn't take a break. So you bowl, if you were on lanes 9 and 10, you bowl 5 boxes on 9, 5 box. This guy bowled 5 boxes on 10. Swap lanes every 5 boxes until all 10 strings were done. So to see Russ go, set the state record with, and I want to say his middle strings were 160, 160, 180, 160. And if you knew Russ from back in the day and you knew how amped up he got and how focused he was, he threw a huge double in something, and he used to run back, like when he'd throw something. I thought he was going to run through the door, and someone was going to have to chase him over to Burger King across the street or McDonald's. So I'm gonna go with that one. But I love the concept here. So why don't we let's think of top 5 matches that you can't do this. Can't. Well, maybe we can. I don't care. Whatever you want. You want to do that in 2 weeks? Something?
We just did the top 5 matches.
Yeah.
Something that you can actually think about.
Well, that's all the ones I think of it.
Yeah.
We can have something else for a top 5.
We'll come up with a top. We'll come up with a top. Something.
Everybody send your suggestions for a top 5.
Yes, please.
Post it on YouTube or send it to Ripping the Rack at whatever at
Ripping the Rack podcast at gmail.com.
There you go, like you said.
or send it through Facebook, or reach out to one of us or something. But we're going to call it a night. As usual, you can send your questions, comments, concerns to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. Like and subscribe to our YouTube page so you can get updates. And Brian.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. The dulcet tones of Mr. Brian Athearn.
Yes, sir.
If you would please give us the disclaimer.
Well, the views and expressions of Ripping the Rack are Calvin, Brian, and Tim, and do not reflect on their families or any of their other friends. You can hear us on Spotify. You can hear us on Google Podcasts. You can hear us on iTunes. Most importantly, on YouTube, where you can like and subscribe, please, so we can keep doing this longer. And if you do have any negative feedback, just go ahead, write that down, and then just delete that. You got it out. You'll feel better.
Wow. There we go. There we go. So you had the dulcet tones of Brian Athearn. We appreciate that.
You're welcome, Tim.
And we had, the enchanting elocutions of Mr. Calvin Locke. And then we had Tim.
So, Excelsior.
Excelsior. Yes.
Excelsior. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Peace out.
Go Leafs.